Chiefs Super Bowl incoming. I ain't even worried. Get a little glass of champagne. Celebrating early though. Come on, dude. That ain't me.
Welcome back to Unshackled Pod. I'm back, and it's championship week, Charles.
Dude, I missed you, first of all. But yes! And hey, what are the four teams in championship week, Zach?
Well, two of them, I think I predicted to go to the Super Bowl, so that's pretty cool. But the San Francisco 49ers, the Detroit Lions, the Baltimore Ravens, and the Kansas City Chiefs.
Woo! KC back at it again, baby. But yeah, those are the four, dude. And it's gonna be a banger. This is gonna be some damn good championship games. I'm very, very excited.
I hope.
Yeah, that's a good point. I do hope also. Oh God, I really hope this is the last football we really got. I mean, yeah, we got the Super Bowl after this and the Pro Bowl, but like, this is the last football we got. It needs to be good. It needs to be great. Anyways, what's up, dude?
What's going on,
As
pal?
you can see, Zach's back.
Yeah, if
I
you
miss
don't
you,
feel
buddy.
like absolute shit. I was probably the
Dude.
sickest I've ever been in my life, but what doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
I feel that, dude. Yeah, when I had that COVID, it was that time I had it last time was the worst time. Don't get COVID.
You know what? What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Just like another early playoff exit. So I'm just gonna bring this up real quick. I was dying, and you were acting like I didn't want to come on because the Cowboys lost. Listen, sir, you were the one that thought the Cowboys was gonna win. I said no chance. I didn't expect the Cowboys to win at all. So don't ever talk bad about me again.
Hold up. In my defense, I did say this is not the real reason, but this is the reason I want to think. Okay, I knew you were actually.
You can live in your make-believe land, pal.
All right. Like we'll make believe the Cowboys are getting a Super Bowl sometime soon. That's our make believe land.
It's not in my make-believe land. Maybe after I die.
All right, dude. Well, hey, today we're going to go over the championship games. We're going to do a quick recap on the divisional games, which outside of one, we're really good. And then just going to end with some predictions, some thoughts. Yeah.
Wait, you're telling me you don't have a one positive, one negative?
Well, we got to start with the one positive and one negative, of course. That was the ending. We got to start. What do you actually, you know what? What's your negative, buddy? Why don't you go first?
Listen, I don't want to get into it too much because we've talked about this enough today. But my negative's you, bud. Like I said, I don't want to get into it, but I just expect more out of Charles when it comes to being a fan of a team. It's just something about something like, celebrating too early, or something like maybe like, I don't know, after your team wins, instead of celebrating that your team won.
I don't know what you're talking about celebrating too early right now, okay? Chiefs Super Bowl incoming. I ain't even worried. Get a little glass of champagne. Celebrating early, though. Come on, dude. That ain't me.
And then when your team wins, instead of celebrating that your team won, getting pissed off about the people that said you couldn't do it. It's just, you got to be better. You know what? Yeah, go ahead. I'm cheering for the Chiefs too, but I'm doing it in the right way. And we expect more from you. What's your negative?
I'm celebrating, okay? My negative, I'm going to tell you what my negative is. Sean Alexander. And this has nothing to do with Sean Alexander himself, but it's the fact that the man's not in the Hall of Fame. All right? We talked about his stats earlier today. You know I was heated about it. This guy has 9,000 total rushing yards on, 9 years in the league. It might have been a little bit more than that. But he has like 112 touchdowns total, which, I mean, if we're talking the Hall of Famers that are in that with over 100, it's pretty much every single person who's over 100, except for Sean Alexander, is in the Hall of Fame. Yeah, I know 112 is it's a little bit lower on some of those ones, but it's like 150, 140, like 120, 220s, and then it's like Sean Alexander. That's a running back
cover
list.
of Madden before, so
I mean, the guy also won an MVP. I don't know why we haven't had
this running back.
I feel like I've never ever heard anybody talk about this for some reason, and maybe it was big when he retired. I don't know. I think he retired like 8 or 9 years ago, so it was a long time ago. It might even been longer than that.
I think it is longer.
That being said, like I remember watching him when I was growing up, and he was my favorite running back to watch. Him and Steven Jackson because they just run people over. That's another guy, by the way. Is Steven Jackson a Hall of Fame? I
I
hope
have no
Steven
idea.
Jackson's. That's another guy just popped up. But man, like hit that Seattle, he like carried Seattle forever, and then they got Marshawn after, and it was just like a beautiful transition
Transition.
from like hard hitting running guy to another hard hitting running guy. But anyways, I was just trying to get my negative is really just it's a positive for Sean Alexander, dude. He deserves the love. Okay. The negative that he's not in the Hall of Fame, but the guy deserves the love. That's
I
my
agree. When we were talking about it, I just assumed that he was in the Hall
yeah,
of
we
Fame.
both did. We were like shocked when he wasn't. It's insane. But anyways, dude, what's your positive?
My positive for the week, I don't even think we've talked about this yet, but my positive for the week is that Lil Dicky finally came out with a new album.
I did see this.
Yeah, Penneth. If you haven't watched the show, you should, but it's a lot of the songs from the show, a couple different new ones that weren't on the show, but they're actually full songs now, and it's fun to listen to. There's some good songs, there's some funny ones, and I'm excited to see if any music videos come from any of them.
That's the best parts is the music video. I
Yeah,
mean, he's got look, don't get me wrong, great. Love Lil Dicky's music. He's hilarious. Some of those videos are just top tier though. I mean, the
absolutely.
brain video, oh, it was so good. Anyways, Lil Dicky. That's a good positive. Have you listened to it?
I listened to most of it, yeah.
It was good.
Yeah. I mean,
I guess you
I've
probably
heard
heard
all the
most of them
songs,
already,
yeah.
yeah. But it's good, dude. I'm gonna check it out then. My positive for the week. My positive, dude. It's just championship weekend. That's my positive. Like my team, one of my teams, my hometown favorite team, still in the race. It's just a positive, dude. You got to enjoy these moments. All right. Like it's gonna be tough when this doesn't happen for a while. I mean, it was tough before it started happening. I remember
You're telling
watching
me.
Jamal Charles and saying, "How the hell is this guy not winning playoff games? He's so good," and we just had nothing around him. And I don't know, man. My positive is just enjoying the moment right now, enjoying where we're at. I've been able to like experience some stuff that people will never get to experience. I mean, Lions fans are finally like
Oh,
getting
yeah.
a shot at it, and
Poor
I'm really
Lions
happy for
fans.
them. You guys have had some though, okay? I know not in your lifetime, but you guys have had some in your history. But Zach, hold up.
No one
Let me
hates
just
the
say no.
Cowboys
Let me
more
say
than
something.
someone who's my age.
Can
That's
I?
a Cowboys fan.
It's true. That's true. Let me say something though, and I've said this many times, and you guys have heard it many times. I want the Cowboys to make it for you. Like I want it to happen.
Yeah, me
I've been
too.
trying. I'm trying to will it. I'm trying to will it. Okay. All I heard all year was we're not going to make the playoffs. What did I say? You guys are going to make the playoffs.
What did
You
I
did.
say was going to happen if we did make the playoffs?
You did. I was. I was trying to be hopeful. Okay. I was trying to be positive. I was trying to. Maybe that's your problem.
Listen, no, I hope. I do. I have all the hope in the world that they'll finally turn the fuck around and actually do something with themselves. But I just know the actual realistic outcome and know that's there.
The thing is, dude, like I'm not mad at you, okay? Because you're like a good Cowboys fan. You really are.
Yeah,
You're
you
a
can
good
learn
Cowboys
something.
fan. If you're gonna listen to a Cowboys fan, listen to Zach. He's like the most realistic Cowboys fan, but also, still like remains hopeful. But
Like, I'm not out
like,
here saying maybe Dak Prescott's going to lose to the Giants next year. Because obviously that's never going to happen. But I'm not saying that he's going to win a Super Bowl either.
I was saying something nice to you.
I know. I
and you
was
had to
being
do that.
realistic. I know. I was proving
Dude,
my.
that
I was
not-
proving your point.
Why'd you have to do that, bro?
I was just proving your point.
I was having a moment, dude. I was trying. Anyways, all right, whatever, dude. I'm happy for you. That was my. Well, I want to be happy for you, happier for you. But anyways, move on, dude. I forgot I was even gonna say.
Before we get to the talking about the championship game, so we did want to go over some of the coaching news that's happened this week. Since this coaching cycle already has been insane, and there's still 2 opening jobs. 2 opening jobs still. Let's talk about the 2 opening jobs first. There's still the Washington Commanders, who seems like the favorite is Ben Johnson.
Yeah, it seems like it's locked in. I don't know what's gonna happen, but that's what it feels like. So
I'd
I'm
expect
down.
if they lost this weekend, that hiring's happening next week.
Yeah, we'll see it for sure.
And
I'm cool with it.
The other one is Seattle, which Charles brought up a good point right before we started. Dan Quinn is the favorite, but if he's the favorite, why hasn't he already been hired? So that's a weird one too.
Yeah. This one, I don't know. That one is really throwing me off. I feel like they're going to try and get a tip at one of these last 4 and someone's assistant coach and see what they could do. Maybe that's what they're waiting for, and maybe Dan Quinn's like the backup plan. But I don't know. Like I also like I get why they wouldn't maybe go for Dan Quinn. I mean, I'm not saying he's a bad coach by any means. Dan Quinn's a great coach. He's a really good defensive coach, especially. But like when you look at the people out there, I mean, like I'm picking Vrabel over Dan Quinn. Like I'm picking Belichick over Dan Quinn. I know they haven't said anything about any of those things, but shit, I'm taking God, why do I keep thinking Steve Carroll, whatever?
Steve Wilkes.
Steve
Steve
Wilkes.
Wilkes.
Steve Wilkes. We were just talking about him. I'm taking Steve Wilkes. I mean, Steve Wilkes is a guy who was when he was the interim for a little bit, he was winning. Like they rallied around him. You know, like don't get me wrong. Like Dan Quinn's been to a Super Bowl. He's great. He really is. He lost that Super Bowl when you have 28-3, but he's great.
I
I don't
think
know.
why the reason he's favored in Seattle is because he gave them the Legion of Boom. I mean, he was in Seattle.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that was what he has like what 2 Super Bowl rings? 1. Oh man.
Not any with us.
He could have had that second one as a head coach with the Falcons too, but he does have the one,
I mean, he
and
does.
he went to 2
He
with
has
Seattle.
the first half of that one.
The first half.
First half Super Bowl
Anyways,
champion head coach Dan Quinn.
anyways, let's talk about the coaches that have actually been hired. I'm gonna pull up the list here so I don't mess up any names, but I'll start from the bottom. I don't really know why this is the bottom on the list. Maybe this is the time period. I don't know. Anyways, Las Vegas Raiders. Antonio Pierce. I think we all kind of saw this coming. I think this is a great, great, great fit. I don't like this fit as a Chiefs fan because they rallied around him really well.
They beat
And
the
I
Chiefs.
there's a lot of I don't want to say MCDC esque with Antonio Pierce, but like people like they're gonna fight for their coach is what I feel like. So don't like that. Man, speaking of that, our division has some damn good coaches now, but we'll get to that last one here in a second. So Tennessee Titans got Brian Callahan. Do you remember where Brian Callahan
Oh,
was?
I want to talk about Antonio Pierce real quick.
Oh, got you. Go ahead, dude. Give me
Because
some.
obviously that part was obvious. The players were all saying that they wanted AP to be their coach.
Yeah.
But the Raiders also hired Tom Telesco as their GM, who the coach of the Chargers may have not done a good job for the roster that he's built, but he did a really good job building a roster, and he has a great resume if you look at it. So Tom Telesco is going to be a huge part in rebuilding this Raiders franchise, I think.
Yeah. I mean, I agree. I mean, we've seen it, I don't know how many years now, Chargers are going to Charger, but like the roster's always the top in the league every year. That's because of him. It's a good point. I really hope the Raiders Raider, but it could be a good turning point for them, man. Anyways, Tennessee Titans. Yeah, Brian Callahan, dude.
This one kind of just
I forgot where Brian Callahan was from.
He was OC for the Cincinnati Bengals.
That's right. That's right.
And this one, I was surprised, but I mean, makes sense for a team that wants to get better quarterback play.
Yeah. Okay, let me tell you something. I'm gonna ask you a question real quick. Would you be more surprised in this if Belichick? I'm sorry. Would you be surprised that this happened if Belichick and Vrabel weren't on the market like right now, or like some of these big head coaches? Would this have surprised you a little bit more, or
this would surprise me even if they were not part of the market right now, just because I think there's better coordinators. But I mean, people always talk about you go into one of these interviews, and if you wow them enough, you can win the job, which is just what I'm assuming happened. Because the owner of the Titans came out and said that they wanted to get things done early so that they could be in front of the line when hiring a coach, and they took no one that was a favorite to be a head coach next season. So
that whole situation's so weird. I don't know. I think it was more so they just wanted an excuse to get rid of Vrabel. Like seriously, I think they were just like, why do I need to trade? Let's just get it out of the building. And she was trying to cover her ass, maybe. Yeah. Like it's weird.
I don't like that they got rid of Vrabel, but I get that they were trying to do a hard reset.
Yeah.
I just don't know if they're going in the right direction already on that reset.
I mean, we'll see. I mean, the one thing I'm going to give him is I don't know who really he is or what he was before the Bengals or if he even was an offensive coordinator anywhere. But, I mean, the Bengals offense was still really like it was good without Burrow. It was very good with Burrow, but it was good without Burrow too.
Well, yeah.
And Well, I know personally, trust me, my arm's gonna be killing me at the end of the season. But also, like, they have stars on that team. I mean, there's not a lot on Tennessee. You got D Hop, but there's a big drop after D Hop, dude. I guess Okonkwo was pretty good, but Derrick Henry's not gonna be back there. I don't know, man. Levis has got an arm though. I'll see. I'll be curious.
Before he worked for the Bengals as an OC in January 2018, he was the Oakland Raiders quarterbacks coach. And then before that, in 2016, he was the Lions quarterback coach.
I don't know if that's much of a resume.
I mean, Stafford, but
Okay, that's fair.
I
Give you
don't.
that.
I mean, obviously, Carr was there in 2018, right?
Yeah, I don't know what his season of really, really good was though. I don't think it was
So it had
2018.
to just be like a complete win in the interview, right?
Yeah, or I mean, it could have been, or Titans were just like, we're going after an offensive person. This is one we can get right now. Let's get him. It could have been. Maybe they like Jake Browning and they're going to bring in Jake Browning. Dude. Who
All
knows?
right, no shot. All right.
What do you mean? Anyways, yeah. Next we got New England, dude, and this I don't know if we've talked about this or not, but New England with Gerard Mayo. Everybody kind of saw this coming after Belichick was gone. This was like the passing the torch, really. Um, I don't really have much to say about this. He seems like a really cool guy. He's kind of like had a look into the business world and football world. And I think that's actually really, really valuable for a coach to kind of get that connection. Cause I think that's what helps with the communication with like GMs and stuff for like the upper level and your players. He was a player too. So this feels like an amazing resume, even though he hasn't really been like a head coach anywhere. But I mean, he was their technically defensive coach. He didn't have a title, but I don't know, man. This is good. I feel better for New England with this. I mean, it's still weird that Belichick doesn't have a job, but I feel like New England could turn a little bit things around with him. He seems like the players like him already. So
Yeah,
I
I
don't know.
mean, most people said it's either going to be Belichick or this guy's going to take the job. So, seemed like it was always planned that he would take the job, and he has it now. Let's see what he can do with it. I mean, he's got a lot of work ahead of him, so
Yeah,
he's got to
yeah,
find
it's
a
gonna be tough.
quarterback.
It's gonna be tough, dude. Whoop. All right, uh, Carolina Panthers, dude. Dave Canales. This was Buccaneers offensive coordinator, right? This is him, right?
Yes, this is another one that's kind of surprising.
Yeah, you got anything on this? I mean, Baker had a hell of a year, but
So he is the guy that kind of just always worked with Pete Carroll. He moved to the Seahawks with Carroll when he left USC, and he was the one that was like, he was the quarterback coach when Geno Smith didn't look like dog shit, and then when he left, Geno Smith did look like dog shit. So that is something there. And then he goes to Tampa Bay, and Baker had a
yeah.
great year. So,
This
um,
resume feels more deserving than
yeah.
Brian Callahan so far, but
But yeah, that is. I mean, this one makes the most sense to me just because he's coming off back-to-back years doing really good with quarterbacks on the team. And if you're all in on Bryce Young like the Panthers are, I mean, that's what they need.
yeah, I agree. The only thing that might make me a little nervous here is he's going to that head coach role and like how much is he going to be able to put in? I don't know how exactly it works, obviously, but I know offensive coordinator, like you're going to get a lot more time to just focus on obviously the offense and your quarterback. So head coach, you got to remember, everything. But I don't know, maybe it's a little bit more like off the coordinators and there's just a trust factor. But it'll be interesting to see. I do think he's going to get the best out of Bryce Young, at least the best that we've seen so far. You go off of Gino and Baker and making them look borderline MVP, both of them. I mean, seriously, Baker had a good enough year for an MVP season. If they just had a better record, he probably would have been up there. Yeah, it's pretty incredible. I think this guy definitely deserves a head coaching job. This one and Ben Johnson and Slowick. Is it Slowick for the
Bobby Slowick.
Texans? Those three to me were the offensive coordinators that deserved head coaching jobs in this round is the most.
Not Kellen Moore.
All right. Atlanta Falcons. This one just happened. Yesterday, yesterday. Raheem Morris.
You're all over the place today.
Raheem Morris gets hired to Atlanta Falcons as their head coach, dude. I'm gonna let you take this one because I already know what I want to say here.
I mean, this one is really no surprise. He's got the resume, and I think it was like he was with the Falcons for like 5 years.
Yeah.
He took over interim when Dan Quinn got fired, so
Yeah.
it completely makes sense. Usually when you leave an offensive coach and fire him, you want to switch to a defensive coach, so
Mm-hmm.
it just makes sense. I think this was a big win for the Falcons, but there's just some coaches out there that probably could have had this job and they would have looked a lot better by hiring them.
I think that's the thing about this one. It is a really good coach. I think this is a great hire. This is a guy who the players like rallied around him when he was interim again, just another one of those kind of stories. But also like he was really, really good with the Rams with nothing basically for the last like 3 years. I mean, it's pretty incredible. And he won a Super Bowl with them. But I I agree, man. I think this is always going to be one of those things with this guy with Raheem, like, in the back of that mind is gonna be, they had Belichick, they coulda got Belichick. Like, it's nothing against Raheem, it's just this is what I think people are gonna say. If he has a bad season or a bad couple of seasons, people are gonna say this because the Falcons they have a talented roster. Like, outside of the quarterback, they're talented all the way around. The defense is young. The defensive backs are getting way better. Jesse Bates is unbelievable.
Dog.
But, I mean, I don't know, man. This is going to be one of those ones. He's always going to be linked. I hope he does really well. I love Raheem. He is very, very exciting to watch. Like the dude is just hype all the time on the sidelines, and I absolutely love it. It reminds me of Saleh, to be honest. I don't know what happened to Saleh. He looked like he just hates his life now with the Jets. But when Saleh was with San Francisco, he was just so hyped. That's what Raheem Morris is like. Players love him, so I think I hope it works out for him. But buddy, this is the biggest one, and this just happened.
This is the one everyone was waiting for, really.
Yeah, I'm not really happy about it. I don't know. We'll see. Los Angeles Chargers. I almost said San Diego because that's what the report said, which completely threw me off. Los Angeles Chargers hired Jim Harbaugh. Harbaugh, both of them in the NFL, back
Once
at it again
again.
in the same conference this time. It's going to be interesting. They play next year. They play each other next year. Anyways, what do you got on this, dude? What do you think?
I mean, this seems like the big ticket of the coaching carousel this year. I think if anyone was going to get hired as the biggest win of the offseason, it was Jim Harbaugh, which is crazy saying when Bill Belichick's out there. But, I mean, Jim Harbaugh seems like literally, I know you hate to hear this, but the perfect fit for the Chargers.
I know.
He constantly,
I mean,
like, he's
I think
already
the same
talked about
thing.
how much he loves Justin
I
Herbert.
know. At a
And
funeral.
yeah, and I mean, he's coming off one of the best successes of his life, so he's coming
He's
in
coming
hot.
off of a high, dude. Yeah. And this is the part that sucks, man. It really does suck because this is the team that is they could be so good. And it was amazing watching them just suffer with Staley. As a Chiefs fan, obviously, as a football fan, you want to see them be good with how talented they are and Herbert and stuff. But like, we got some damn good coaches in the AFC West right now. And it's gonna be a battle, dude. It's gonna be a battle. Of course, you came to the AFC West too, but I think everybody kind of saw this coming. I think when Atlanta got him for an interview, it threw people off a little bit, but then what a move by him. I don't know how much they're paying him yet, but it's got to be a lot of money because I imagine he was like, "Oh, I might just go to Atlanta," and he canceled his second interview,
Yeah.
and they must have called him and said, "Look, dude, what do you want? What do you want? I don't care." So
Throw
he's
the
gonna be
bag
making
at him.
bank. Anyways, it's a great fit, and I hate this. I fucking hate this. Such a good fit, though.
I'm
It's gonna.
super interested to see who becomes the coordinators in this position. Because he could get an absolute dog at defensive coordinator with some of the people that are out there.
I'm gonna hope not. Okay, I'm just gonna hope not because damn, there's some damn good coordinators. Anyways, yeah, that's kind of all we got for the that's either all of them or that is all of them for right
Yep.
now. I think we got what two or three still open teams. It's Washington,
Two.
Washington, and
Washington.
what?
Seattle Seahawks and Commanders.
Oh, got you. Okay, yeah, Seattle, Washington. That's it. Washington. I should have known that. Damn it. Anyways, yeah, two more left. Belichick's still out there. Vrabel is still out there. I imagine Ben Johnson's going to one of them. So this is going to be weird. Someone's going to get left out for sure. But yeah,
sharpen
that's what
their skills. And when Mike McCarthy doesn't make playoffs, boom.
keep on dreaming, buddy. Keep on dreaming.
Don't got a dream.
Okay, you're just waiting then. Just
Yep.
keep on
It's
waiting. I
just being
guess.
patient.
Just
I've
gotta
been patient for 26 goddamn years. You don't think I can wait another?
just cool as a cucumber, baby. You got it. But yeah, dude, that's coach talk. Let's go into the divisional games. Let's talk about them a little bit. We don't have to do much. I mean, we could just kind of talk about a little bit of it. What do you got, dude? We got obviously it started with Texans Ravens. This was an ass beating. What was it, 34-10?
Yeah, I mean, once again, said it all year. I'm sure everyone's tired of hearing it. The Ravens beat the shit out of good teams, and they did it again. I mean, C.J. Stroud is a hell of a rookie year, but people were all just thinking Lamar was gonna Lamar in the playoffs, and Lamar is MVP Lamar, and
Yeah.
he is fucking 2 touchdowns throwing it, 2 touchdowns rushing it. He's on a high right now, and he's scary right now.
You know the part that actually like really scares me about Lamar right now too is like not only is he like on that high, he's better,
He's like
everything like
12.
that. The leadership is crazy. Okay. What I was gonna
My
say.
point is he's young.
Oh, I got you. He is really young, but it's like he got like built. Like he's beefier than he was the last few years. Like he looks so big. That's the part and he's running into. He doesn't care. Like don't get me wrong. He's not. He's really really intelligent when he runs. Like very much not gonna get very Mahomes than him. Probably like the two best at like sliding when they know they don't need to take a hit. You know what I mean? Very good, except when Mahomes wants to hit someone with the helmet. But like good at getting out of bounds, good at sliding and not taking the hit. You know what I mean? Obviously, Lamar is just a different breed with the way he runs and stuff. But he like looks like he's ready at the point too, where if he wants it, this is what scares me, man. Is that mentality of like I will put my body on the line for in these playoffs, and I don't think he cares, and I don't like that. It's scary. He's gonna run into someone. He's not gonna give a shit anymore, and that's not old
I
Lamar.
mean,
Old
yeah.
Lamar is I'll juke the shit out of you. Now it's like I'll juke you and I'll run into you, and I don't like that. I don't
Especially
like
now
that.
when it's either the end of the season or go to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I mean, this is where you see the best come out of the guys, dude. It's gonna be a damn good game. But we'll talk about that here in a little bit. But yeah, you got anything major you want to talk about this? Or I mean, Lamar
Uh,
was a dog. Zay had a pretty good game. Likely's a freak. I don't like that either. But their defense obviously is amazing. Yeah, it was a 10-10 game at half. Ended up being 34-10.
yeah, Lamar went into the locker room and said, "What the fuck are we doing?" And then came out and went off.
He said, "Boys, I imagine his speech was literally like, what the fuck, dude? We're so good." And then they just walked out and whooped the shit out of the fucking Texans. So they're on a different class than the Texans. Texans hell of a run, man. That's a good team for the future. But just not this year. But they look great, dude. They over accomplished. Nothing to hang their heads on. Next game. Next game was it Chiefs? Was it AFC like that?
No, it's
No, Chiefs
Packers.
were last game. I'm tripping. Yeah, Packers, San Fran, dude. This is a damn good game. But what's your thoughts? What's your thoughts? You were sick watching these, huh?
Yeah, I was dying. This was literally like peak death. But I mean, I expected the Packers to cover the fucking plus 10.5 because that's just insane.
Yeah.
But I did not expect it to come down to the wire like it did. But Jordan Love, I mean, they did everything that they needed to do to win that game, the Packers. And then Jordan Love kind of just shit the bed at the end of the game, and Brock Purdy did the drive that he needed to do to win the game. So that's the difference between good teams and great teams.
I don't want to completely shit on Jordan Love because he was incredible up until really like the last drive. At the same
Last two.
time, last well, he got him in the field goal range in that second to last one. That's what I was going to bring up is
The second
like
half, he was terrible.
he wasn't great, but it was a 40-yard field goal, 44, I think. Missed a 44-yard field goal. If he hits it, it's a tie game at minimum. Maybe maybe San Fran goes for two and just wins it outright anyways, but I don't know, man. I don't want to completely blame him. He's still really young. His first real year starting. They overachieved for sure. But you can't make that pass, man. It was scary how similar that looked to Brett Favre doing it too. It was scary how similar it was. The exact same look. across the body, right into the other, literally right into the defender. Um, but yeah, I mean, enough about Green Bay. Like they overachieved. They did really well. Their run game was spectacular during that game. Their defense really stepped up. But honestly, the Brock Purdy hate needs to stop because the dude deserves his flowers. All right. You can't have it both ways. And what I mean by that is you can't have this guy be super clutch and live in the moment and do what he needed to do in the moment, even if it was like not a great game, but do what he needed to do to get the win in the moment and then say he's bad. You can't do that. He keeps doing it. I don't understand the Brock Purdy hate. I get it. He's this ordinary looking guy who is small and he's not the most freakish athlete, doesn't have the craziest arm, blah, 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 blah. He has very talented people around him, but like he's winning with them and he looks great with them and they look great. He's an MVP with them. I don't want to go on too long about it. We talked a little bit about it, just the frustration of it. But yeah, man, you got anything else about that game?
Yeah, I mean, I agree. 2 years in the league, 2 conference championships. There's no hate that should be thrown your way. But no, that's all I got.
I'll say something real quick too. Mahomes 6 years, 6 conference championships in a row when he started. Purdy's 2 years and 2 in a row. Okay. If there's anybody who's close
It's
to
on
Mahomes right
pace.
now, it's Purdy. Like it's a joke and it's like hilarious, but like he's the only one. So the guy deserves
Tom Brady
respect.
had a pretty good start to his career, but yes.
I'm talking about currently. But yes, I you know what I mean. But yeah,
Big
give him the
Ben.
respect, dude. Stop it. Current. Is Big Ben a free agent?
He's out there. 7 will come
Are you
back.
out there? Hey, if I could come back, Big Ben could come back. But yeah, next game. What the fuck was next game?
Buccaneers versus Lions. Lions 31, Buccaneers 23.
This was a banger. I mean, I know it looked like the score doesn't necessarily. The last like 8 or 9 minutes of this game were very, very good, and we saw really the whole fourth quarter. Jared, this is kind of another person like Purdy who's delivering and not really. He's kind of starting to get his respect a little bit more back, but Jared Goff has delivered in these playoffs and especially in the fourth quarters. Dude, I think he had half. It was, if not half, it was right around half his passing yards in the fourth of this game. And I think he had like 260 or something like that. He had like 135 in the fourth. It was incredible. And I think he had 2 touchdowns or at least one. I don't know. All I'm going to say is, first of all, Lions, they're a very good team. Whatever happens this week, they've already another team that's overaccomplished and done really, really well this season, have a really, really bright future. But like, I think we need to start respecting the Jared Goff and stop calling him Jared Goof, but
No.
respecting the Jared Goff experiment that they did, because the guy has come back from basically like, I mean, he was sent to the Lions to be in quarterback hell, right? And he's made them a team. Well, he's helped make them a team. He's been a great leader, dude. I another one of the guys that like I think he gets too much hate. And I know you're gonna go your little tangent, but yeah, it was a good game. Baker also. This is battle of the number 1 overall picks. Pretty cool. Both of them kind of delivered. Like Baker ended up, falling a little bit short, threw a couple interceptions, but it's a damn good game though. It's a fun game in the fourth quarter for sure. But what you got about this game?
If there's one thing I won't insult about the Lions, it's their offense. The only reason I call him Jared Goof is because the name is funny. I don't call him Jared Goffel, which is what people who think he's bad say.
Goffel?
Jared Goffel.
Oh, that's fucked, man.
Jared Goof is
yeah, I like
funny
Goof better.
because
Goof, I'll take over Goffel, dude.
Jared Goof can throw an interception just out of the blue. So
But Goffel's like, you suck, bro.
exactly. That's why I don't call him that. Lions, their problem isn't on the offense. Their problem's on the defensive side. I mean, they got 2 interceptions, but that's Baker. Baker's gonna Baker.
He slings it, man. He's a gunslinger.
Yeah, especially when they're trying to make a last-ditch, desperate drive. So.
Well, I think his first series he threw a pick. But I get what you're saying. Yeah. That's great. I didn't even think.
He also threw 3 touchdowns and for over 300 something yards. So the Lions are gonna give you the passing game, which is the problem going to the next one. But we'll get to that. I mean, I didn't expect Tampa to really do anything in the postseason besides beat the shitty ass Eagles. So
Yeah, and they overachieved too, dude. They really did.
but yeah, I mean, this is kind of what you expect out of this game. Lions are going to cover this. They cover the spread, but you know they're going to keep the Bucks in the game just because their defense is that bad.
Yeah, man. I think everybody was waiting for the back door too, thinking that they were going to backdoor cover. I for sure thought that Tampa Bay was going to backdoor cover because it's just a Lions thing. Lions always let people do it, or they do it. But yeah, man. Last game.
Do you know what this one is, or do you need help again?
I think I remember, dude. Chiefs 27, Bills 24. I'm gonna let you start with this one.
This is
What's your
another
thoughts?
thing I forgot to bring up when I was talking about you doing the show without me last week and just throwing shade. You got mad at me for picking the Bills in this game.
No. Hold up. Okay.
No,
Hold
you
up.
got
No,
mad
no,
at me
no,
for
no.
picking the Bills. Shut up, I'm talking. And every single one of those, all four of those games, my strategy was literally choose the people that I don't want to win. So you're welcome, if anything, because I went 4 for 4 on that.
Yeah, you're hitting on all cylinders. Okay. Let me explain. And I did say this in the podcast. I said I know Zach's just picking them, so he gets the win-win. I know that's why you
No,
were
you
picking
said
him.
it. I was picking them to piss you off. That's what you said.
Well, that was probably true too. I mean, let's be honest.
No, I was just.
You didn't want
I
to make
set
me
my
mad?
mind to a strategy and I did it.
It's a good strategy. It worked.
Yeah.
You're pretty good at strategies, dude.
Some say the best. But going
Anyways, dude,
to
what
the
do you got?
actual game, I mean, I know you like saying that the Chiefs are a different team in the playoffs, but I still see them struggling in the red zone. They should have had. They should honestly. This game probably should have been a 2-possession game for the Chiefs the way it was going. I will not blame this game on Josh Allen. But it sucks that they even got this far because I think Sean McDermott might be the problem with the Bills.
I'm gonna start with the Bills, and I 100%. I agree with you that I will not blame this on Josh Allen. He played very, very well. They lost, and you're gonna get the hate when you're the quarterback and you guys lose. It's unfortunate, especially him, especially when you're the guy who does basically everything for your damn team. It's just it comes with the territory. Josh is a damn good. He was very, very good quarterback. I mean, he is the most talented, up there with the most talented quarterbacks in the league. He played a really good game. I mean, like outside of a few drives, amazing, a couple absolutely amazing and absurd passes that were just dropped by his team. And it does suck too because I agree. I think McDermott's going to keep the job. Like obviously he's going to keep the job, but I think they're going to stay with him for too long, and it's going to ruin Josh's window. Obviously as a Chiefs, yeah, I mean, obviously as a Chiefs fan, like I want him to lose to us, and I think they will continue to if McDermott's the coach. But like, I don't. But as like a football person, you want the great players who are proven that they're great, at least that they are extremely talented and like deserving of it. You want them to get their shot. Like you want them to get that Super Bowl or be in the Super Bowl and get the shot. And I don't care if he's in my conference, and I don't care how much I hate on Josh Allen. Like he's a damn good quarterback, and I think it's the team that's going to hold him back. I really do. I think this team is holding him back. They've been holding him back. The defense seems to always let him down when they need to be good. But you're right. Like the Chiefs should have won this game by double digits. Like there was many chances where this game should have been blown up. The Chiefs played
especially against
one of their better games.
Extremely injured defense.
Yeah, Chiefs played one of their better games, and outside of the turnover, the fumble out of the end zone, and then not picking up 2 fumbles, that's it.
After a Make-A-Wish play too.
Yeah,
it's just insane.
It was kind of a game where I don't know how you felt, but when we hit, sorry, burping a little bit. When we came out of that second half and we scored that touchdown immediately. Look, I already was confident we were going to win that game, but that's when I knew we won. I know whatever happens, we're going to end with the ball last. I was like looking at the time, and I was like, the way this game is going, we're going to end with the ball last. We're going to win no matter what, which would have happened, I think, even if Tyler Bass makes that field goal. I think a lot of people think that too, for real, that they would have just came down and we still would have scored and won. But like I had confidence in that. But like my point in saying that is it got in classic Chiefs way, it got a little too close for comfort, and they started to do dumb shit where it was like, let's just keep the person in the game, which is something like we did it with the Bengals when we lost in the AFC Championship. We did it when we beat them in the AFC Champ. We are a team that can do such insanely great things and like unbelievable wins, unbelievable ways to win. But like we're also that team that has the most unbelievable ways to either lose or almost lose a game. And this game was just like another prime example of that. Uh, that was my tangent. Mahomes played great. Kelsey played fantastic. Pacheco is an
Yes.
absolute
I
monster.
did have 2 things on the Chiefs. I was glad Kelsey learned that getting touchdowns is beneficial to a team
You learn how to
because it seemed
No, I
like he
mean-
just completely forgot.
call it
But
a couple times.
second of all, I mean Pacheco 15 carries, 97 yards and a touchdown. And we're giving McCole Hardman the ball on the 2-yard line.
Yeah.
I just some things that make you question why Andy Reid is Andy Reid sometimes.
It is unbelievably frustrating. Also, like the only thing I can sit there and say is like I hope they got it out of the way. I hope that was the last time we're gonna try that stupid shit.
This is just how Andy Reid is. He'll coach 95% of a game flawless, and then do some stupid wacky doodle shit that just fucks up everything.
This is the problem though too. It's usually like a third or fourth and one, or it's like 2 yards out of the goal line when it's like first or second down. Let's do the dumbest possible play and lose 2 yards. Or like, and I hate it because like it sometimes works. Like I hate it because it does sometimes work. So you can't like completely shit on it. But 95% of the game is brilliant, and then 5% is just it's just like Andy Reid's like, fuck it, I'm in my bag, let me just throw some shit out, I just want to try some stuff, screw it, I'm in the game. Like when it's blowout games or games where your team is I think giving the ball to Mecole Hardman after he fumbled, but this is classic Andy Reid though. Like he does this every time someone makes a mistake on his offense, he will give them the ball back. I love that he does that. Sometimes he overdoes it, like with Tony this year. I think it happened a little bit too much. And I want to see Tony back on the field. Like I really do. I'm going to get some hate for that probably, but like
I think he did get ruled out, or he's questionable.
Yeah, he did already. It's kind of too bad because like I get what they're doing to him, but like Tony is, if he actually can get the ball in his hands, he's very talented. I would rather see Tony get a handoff or a little pitch in the front than Mecole Hardman, because Mecole is not good when he's a very fumbling problem machine person. He has been his entire career. He also cannot track the goddamn ball in the air. But at least Tony can break a damn tackle and maybe get you a touchdown. He's not going to really fumble it. I don't think he really has ever had fumble problems with us, at least. But yeah, that's my tangent. Rashee Rice, even out of like a quiet day for him with 4 for 41, still was massive in a couple plays. This was the Chiefs I wanted to see. Defensively, it was really hard to watch for a lot of the game. Just the fact that they were running all over us, which is it's going to be tough in this next game. But they ended up finally pulling through, and they made some stops. And I don't know, dude. Obviously, I'm going to be a little bit too overconfident in the Chiefs. I let a little bit of bias peek through because I'm from KC. I want them to win, but I do think I do think that this is how it goes.
Congrats on another
We
Super Bowl.
get in the
Maybe they'll give the Super Bowl MVP to the person that actually deserves it this time.
That second one, I could say he deserved it. Although Nick Bolton really should have got it. If he would have got that second touchdown, we talked about this. He would have got it.
The
first
second one was
definitely.
the one he didn't deserve it.
No. Damian Williams deserved the first one.
The second one, he didn't deserve it either. Nick Bolton deserved it.
Yeah, but you could argue he had a really clean game. He had 3 touchdowns.
So did Nick
yards.
Bolton.
I get it. I agree with you, but you could make the argument the second game. First game, there was really no argument.
He had fucking 3 5-yard touchdown passes, whatever it was. Congrats. Fucking dink and dunker.
Dude, that's enough for the division games. We went a little bit overboard there. Definitely talked a little bit too long, but I don't know. Do you have anything left that you want to say about those?
No, sir.
Let's move on to the fucking championship games, buddy. Championship. They're both on Sunday, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Championship Sunday. Yeah, I'm chipping. It's Championship Sunday. 3:00 game. I don't know what the spread is. You got. Oh wait, it's -4. Can you say this part? It's just your part.
The Chiefs are +4 going into number 1 seed Baltimore. I just want to point out again that I predicted two teams to go in the Super Bowl, and they were both the 1 seed, so that's a little extra credit there too. And they're both in the conference final, so we've made it this far. That's pretty good, even if they don't end up being the 2 in the Super Bowl. But yes, Chiefs are +4.
I'm gonna pat you on the back real quick. Hold up. There you go, bud.
Yeah, that's the opposite direction for me, but that works.
I forgot.
Good job.
All right.
But yes, Chiefs did rule out Joe Tooney and Derek Nottie, but questionable is Isaiah Pacheco. He's gonna play. Willie Gay, actually curious to whether he goes or not.
He said he was gonna play already, but
limited.
I don't know how long he's gonna play though. That's the thing.
And then Kadarius Toney is actually questionable. He's not ruled out yet.
He's probably.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd rather have him than Sky Moore, but yeah.
Sky Moore's out. I mean, he's on IR, so.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean,
before we make our picks, dude, what's your tell me your thoughts real quick about this game. You got anything?
What I was about to do.
Oh, I thought you were going straight to picks. I'm sorry, dude. That's
Mark Andrews is back. I mean, the Ravens have looked like the best team in the AFC all season. I think it's fair to say that. I think it's easy to say that. I think they have the MVP. Their coaching staff is obviously amazing. And one thing I think the Ravens have done all year is beat really good teams. And the only thing that holds me back is that I truly still don't think the Chiefs are a really good team. I don't think they're a top 4 team, but here they are, scrapping and winning. So
that's the part that worries.
The positive for this is I'm happy either way, whoever wins this game.
Tell me why, Zach.
Because my future, if the Ravens win, so that's an obvious one. And then second, I mean, my brother just turned 21. I got his free bets from FanDuel and DraftKings. So I faded that with the Chiefs winning the Super Bowl, a $50 free bet. So I'm winning money most likely either way. The only thing that could end that is if Chiefs win this game and then lose the Super Bowl, which I'll fucking kill the Chiefs if that happens.
AFC feels like it's I don't want to say this. It feels like either AFC team that goes is going to win, no matter who they play.
But I'm still scared.
It just feels very superior, but I get what you're saying, though. I definitely get what you're saying.
But I mean, that's all I got.
Yeah. I mean, look, you said it. I think a lot of people are kind of thinking it too. This is definitely, like, as a Chiefs fan, if I'm going to get nervous about a team, I mean, this is the team to be nervous about. I'm more nervous about. I would be more. Look, I believe, but I could be nervous and believe.
You're celebrating.
Right? I'm celebrating. Look, we're going to get the dub, but this is the team that worries me of us not getting this. I'm celebrating the Super Bowl if we beat this team. You got to beat this team.
That's not what you were saying earlier.
I'm still celebrating, dude. Give my champagne, whatever. Either way, what I'm going to say is, this.
Like a goddamn pancake, this guy.
This is a sweet matchup, man. We got the number 1 and number 2 defenses playing, against elite quarterbacks that they play rather different, but both get the job done really well. Both back-to-back MVPs, but both 2-time MVPs, assuming Lamar gets it, which he probably will. I mean, it's just it's going to be a damn good game. The running game for the Ravens definitely makes me nervous against the Chiefs. For the Chiefs, I think we have to really run the ball also because the Ravens are kind of sloppy against the run. So, and tight ends have been feasting on the Ravens lately. I think it's like the last 3 or 4 tight ends have averaged 80 or more yards. And last tight end they played had 100. What was it? Or maybe it was a couple tight ends ago, like 156 yards. So they give up yards to tight ends. It wasn't the Texans tight ends. It was before that. But
I was about to say Schultz didn't really.
No, it wasn't. I think Schultz had 60 yards.
Hey.
They lately though, the point is they have not been. That's been like a weakness. It has been their tight end against them. And their running game is it looks a lot better than I think it is, but that's because they get up really early. and no one really runs. It's kind of like San Francisco. Although they stomped the Texans. I think Pacheco's a different back though than Singletary. I think Pacheco is gonna make like losing Tooney is gonna suck this game. It's gonna be hard to run that side, but I think the Chiefs, if they can establish a run game, they can really make this game either really interesting or win this game. I believe they're going to win this game no matter what, but I think that's going to be a huge key to it. And I think another huge key, obviously, is going to be getting pressure on Lamar and keeping him in the pocket. They have to do that on defense. Willie Gay is only going to be able to keep up with them for so long, if even that. So, yeah, I mean, I think Chris Jones is a huge X factor in this game. You got to get the pressure up the middle against Lamar and contain the outside. That's simply what it is. I think you have to rush with. I think you have to have 4 linemen against Lamar, or you have obviously your guy spying the entire time. But yeah, you close the lanes. He cannot have lanes. He's too damn good with lanes. But outside of that, yeah, this is going to be a banger of a game. I am a little afraid, man. This is the team that's scary. I'll be honest with you. I know I'm celebrating, but this is the team. Like whatever happens is going to happen. But obviously, I believe we're going to win. I have champagne. I'm already in that mindset, but it's going to be a damn good game. It's going to be a really exciting game. I'm very, very, very excited for this one. Oh, I'm picking Chiefs plus 4, by the way, if you couldn't tell.
Yeah, I'm also taking the Chiefs +4 just because even though I think the Ravens are a way better team, I'd still be surprised if the Chiefs go down losing by more than that. Real quick, I will say some other bets that I like. I think what was it? +415 or something for
Plus 450, plus 450.
for Isaiah Likely anytime touchdown, which I get that Andrews is back, but I still also think that Likely has proven that he's a great tight end and he's going to get some love still. He's going to get his. I think Ravens defense is really good. Mahomes is going to do whatever it takes to score, so his touchdown bet is still like +400 or something too, so that's a nice one to throw in there as well if you want. And then last, I think it is over under 52.5, I want to say, but it's Justice Hill rushing and receiving is 42.5.
Oh man, I'd hit that. Yeah, I'd take that.
That's also another good one. But yeah, definitely lean towards Chiefs +4 as well as the under, which is I think is 44.5.
I do feel like this could be. My only worry about this being an under is that they get to the point where the quarterbacks start to get too comfortable. But if the quarterbacks can't get super comfortable, this feels like an under all the way. These defenses are 1 and 2.
It's supposed to be bad weather too.
Yeah, is it raining? I think they said it was raining.
I think it's like 90% chance of rain.
Yeah. Oh man, dude, that's gonna be that game's gonna be so fun. Yeah, next one, dude. Is it 7:30?
Wait, real quick.
What you got?
Because of bad weather, I also kind of like kicker props, because they have 2 of the best kickers in the league.
Do those kicker props change pretty dramatically if the weather, like, does that plus and minus?
Well, you start talking about the next game. I'll look it up.
All right, yeah, because I'm curious of like how that changes with the weather. Obviously it should. Anyways, next game, dude. Lions, San Francisco. This is San Fran minus is 7.5. 7. That's correct, right, Zach?
Yes.
San Fran minus 7.5. They're obviously at home. This is not going to have any weather problems. This is supposed to be a beautiful game. This is going to be an interesting game. My heart is so hard, like so hardcore for wanting to Lions to cover this and win this. I think everybody, to be honest, is outside of San Francisco is.
I heard they're the new America's team.
The new America's team is what everybody's saying. Yeah. How do you feel about that? But anyways, I want to go with the Lions here, 7.5. I think I'm going to because the half point, but this is a game where it's gonna be settled in the trenches. Whatever team establishes a run game, I think, is gonna win this game. And obviously, the quarterbacks have to make a few clutch throws, but San Francisco is with Debo. I mean, it's not the Lions' offense. We just talked about that. That's not what worries me. It's their defense, specifically their pass defense. Their run defense is good. Their pass defense is, if not bottom of the league, it's right there with the bottom of the league, and that's just Ah, man, San Francisco 49ers, they have so many weapons that can get open in the middle of the field, and they're gonna tear them up with the yard after catch. I'm gonna take Lions 7.5 plus 7.5, but I think 49ers win this game. Although I really, really would love to see the Lions win this game. What you got, buddy?
Real quick, Harrison Butker over 1.5 field goals made is -120.
Jesus.
Justin Tucker over 1.5 is -125. So Harrison Butker over 6.5 points -115. Justin Tucker over 7.5 -110. Extra points are both over 1.5. Butker's is -200. Justin Tucker's is over 2.5.
Yeah, can you parlay those?
You can same game parlay all three of those.
Yeah, that might be good. You might get some good odds with the same game, but
Lions 49ers, yeah, I mean, you kind of hit on it. They're really weak against the pass, and I mean, I feel like these are the teams that Brock Purdy does the best against. It's really dependent on the Lions defensive line having a big game, which really just means Aiden Hutchinson, because they really don't have any depth outside of that. So it's going to be rough on the line for them, especially if, I mean, they got big bodies for the 49ers on that line, especially Trent Williams. Debo's playing without a doubt. I mean, he's not even on the injury report anymore, so they're going to be at full strength. They're super healthy right now. They kind of got the rust knocked off last week, so they're ready to go in this game full power. I like the 49ers -7.5. I liked them at -6.5. I love them at -6.5.
yeah,
And
I did too.
the whole public's betting on the Lions to cover, and the spread's going towards the 49ers way. I mean, this just screams 49ers for me. But, I mean, honestly, I don't give a fuck which one of these teams win, because it really just depends on who wins that first game. If the Chiefs win, I want the Lions to win. If the Ravens win, I need the 49ers to win for my bet. But
I will also say for your bet, whichever team wins that first game is going to determine what team I want to really win that second game. Just for you, though, truly. I don't want it to be like Chiefs win and then 49ers fucking win. And then it's like, well, damn it, I missed one of my things. But obviously, I hope we win the Super Bowl.
If the
if that
Chiefs
happens,
win,
but,
yeah, just win the Super Bowl. That's all.
yeah,
That's
but I would love for it to be Chiefs Lions would be sick. For me personally, because there's a storyline behind that would be interesting for me to say.
Listen, bets. I lean towards -7.5 49ers. I also love the over 51. It's going to be beautiful.
Yeah.
Over 51. It's going to be beautiful weather. The 49ers could put up 40 themselves against this defense, and the Lions are going to fight no matter what the score is. So, love that over. Kyle Juszczyk to get one touchdown, like +700 now. I took it at +1,000 earlier.
To get one?
Yeah.
Oh,
so
that's
if he gets
crazy.
a touchdown, I'm gonna win 10-1 bet. So that's pretty nice.
Did you do the 2 touchdown?
I didn't, but I kind of still want to. If you want to do a lottery pick, him to get 2, you bet $10 gonna win over $1,000. So
that's awesome though.
Kind of just worth it because of the value of the bet. But
it could happen too. It could.
Love the over. Kyle Juszczyk -7.5. There was someone on the Lions that I thought would be a good anytime touchdown bet, but it's blanking right now. Oh, Craig. No, not Craig Reynolds. What's that?
Jameson Williams?
No.
Josh Reynolds.
It is
Reynolds. It's Reynolds also, yeah.
Josh Reynolds has been like their number 2 wide receiver now.
Mm-hmm.
He's not the number 2 target because obviously that's Sam Laporta, but
yeah.
I think him to get a touchdown is like +400 or something as well. So
I will also say I think Jameson Williams touchdown is a good bet here because this is one thing about the 49ers defensive backs is they can get dusted. They don't have a lot of speed outside of Charvarius Ward. They could get dusted. That being said, you're going to have time if you're Jared Goff, and that's going to be the hard part.
Yeah, and that also makes me want to bet Jared Goff to throw an interception, which, I mean, if that happens, I'm going to text you Jared Goof. But in all seriousness,
as long as it's not Goffle,
49ers are the best against tight ends in the league. And he loves going to Laporta. He's going to be pass rushed. And I just think if they get a good pass rush, he panic throws to that middle, deflection, whatever, tip drill. They're they might get one on them.
They're a damn good team off the tip drill too.
Absolutely. I mean, you got
Yeah.
Fred Warner in the middle field. If you throw a ball
Greenlaw.
towards his way, yeah. If you
Yeah,
throw a
true.
ball towards them, they're gonna make something happen.
Yeah,
That's all I really got for that game.
I like it. I mean, I'm gonna take the Lions. It's more so a heart bet. I want it to happen. But yeah, I mean, you hit everything on the head, dude. You're right, 100%. I think we both agree on that point. I really just want the Lions to
I also want to
try to win
last
this.
bet opinion. Whatever Brock's Purdy over is.
Oh, that's a good. If it's like 280, maybe not. I bet it's gonna be pretty.
Brock Purdy over 279.5. Absolutely, if it's over
You would do
280,
that?
because the Lions are giving up like 300 yards to every quarterback they play.
This is my worry is like they're just gonna run the.
No, the Lions have better
you're right.
rush defense than pass defense.
I guess like if 49ers get up early, I guess that would what I was thinking. But you're right. Yeah,
Both the teams they played in the playoffs so far have thrown over 350.
Also, that's a good point too, because it's the playoffs and it's ruthless time here. If you get up, you stay up. Like you pour the points. It doesn't matter. So that being said, we'll see what happens.
396. This is 3 games over 300.
Disrespect Nick Mullins.
I'm just saying this is 3 games I'm looking at right now that quarterbacks threw over 300. Dak definitely did. So that's another one. Who they play the week before that? The Vikings again.
Mullins had 400.
Nick Mullins over 400. I mean, Brock Purdy over 280 might be absolute steal.
What's the odds on that?
It's probably minus 115. That is still good.
Parlay that with
Jared Goff's is 260, so I wouldn't touch that.
They
49ers defense.
Okay. So I think we parlay Brock Purdy with a Jared Goff interception and
see, it's fun to say.
minus 6.5.
Minus 6.5
good...
if you want to tease it, and then Kyle Juszczyk touchdown because I need it.
Big juice. All right, dude. Well, hey, that's all we got, right?
Yes, sir.
Championship weekend, man.
This show's gonna be different next week because we're gonna have 2 weeks before the Super Bowl, so we're gonna have to find something to talk about next week because we're not just gonna. We can talk about the games, but we're not talking about the Super Bowl till the week before.
No, we might get a little bit of Mel Kiper draft analysis. And
yeah, I'm sure you would love that.
We'll see. No, it'll be great, dude. It's gonna be championship weekend. It's gonna be some great football this week. Only a few games left, man. You gotta enjoy it. 3 games really left. I mean, unless you count the Pro Bowl, but just gotta enjoy it.
12-pack for the games this week and have the time of your life.
Yeah, I mean, eat some terrible, terrible food for you, dude. Just
fucking
have a good time.
Velveeta dip. Go at it, dude.
Yeah, dude. You might be stopped up, but you're gonna have a damn good day that day, and that's what matters. Football, baby. Enjoy it. Love it. Love you, Zach. Glad you're back, buddy. Appreciate you guys for watching. Let's enjoy NFL, dude. Final few weeks.
Have a great week, you guys. Take care of yourselves.
Happy Super Bowl.